Today's coffee talk is one that I think a lot of us needs to hear, especially if you're nearing retirement or you're already there and you're asking yourself, can I really afford to travel on a fixed income? Should I even think about trips when I'm retired? Let me go ahead and say this. Yes, you can, and yes, you should. Now hang in there with me because by the end of this video, you're going to feel encouraged, equipped, and maybe even excited to pack your bags. Hey y'all, welcome back to Coffee Talk with the Brew Crew. I'm Charles, and this is our time to slow down, sip some coffee, and talk real life, especially for those of us that are over 50 seasoned, where life looks a little different than it used to. Now, let's be honest. A lot of us from our generation, we were raised to play it safe, work hard, save, don't spend foolishly, and be responsible. So when retirement hits us, it's common to think we should just stay home. Travel is for rich people. We can't be out spending money now. But here's the thing most people don't even talk about. When you stop dreaming, you start declining. And that might sound harsh, but I've seen it firsthand. I've spent over 20 years in law enforcement, and now as a justice of the peace, I meet people every day who are just existing. They gave so much to their families and their jobs and their communities, but they forgot to leave something for themselves. Travel doesn't have to be extravagant, but it does have to be intentional. If this is already hitting home to you, go ahead and hit the like button now and drop a comment below telling me where you've always wanted to go. It doesn't have to be big, just your dream spot. Let's get that spark going again. Now stay with me to the end because I'm going to give you some tips on how you can plan and save for your special, much needed getaway trip. So let's get started by clearing up a big myth. Retirement travel doesn't mean luxury resorts and international cruises every other month. For us, it looks more like a budget-friendly resort at Disney in January. And yep, we still love that Disney pixie dust. Now, before you roll your eyes or think, that's just for kids, let me tell you, Disney as an adult is a whole different experience. And if you go at the right time like we do, it's not only magical, it's surprisingly affordable. We always go in late January because the crowds are low, the weather's cooler, the prices they drop after the holidays, and the magic is still there. We stay at Pop Century Resort, one of Disney's value resorts. It's bright, fun, and full of nostalgia, with decades-themed sections from the 50s to the 90s. But here's what we really love. It's on the Skyliner. So we skip the buses and ride in style to Epcot or Hollywood Studios. And the rooms, they're modern, clean, and super comfortable. There's a food court, walking trails, and even laundry if we're staying for a while. And the prices, sometimes as low as $150 to $175 per night in January. That's cheaper than some chain hotels right off the highway. And we usually pair that with park hopper tickets because, as empty nesters in our 50s, we like to start at Magic Kingdom in the mornings, take a break at the resort midday, and then hop over to Epcot at night for a quiet dinner around the World Showcase. It's not a rush trip. We take it slow, we enjoy the details, and we rope drop in the mornings, nap in the afternoons, and come back for fireworks if we feel like it. So yes, we're over 50, and yes, we're budget conscious, but we still love that pixie dust. And you know what? It keeps us young at heart. You know another budget-friendly trip that just heals our souls every time, and that's a drive through the Great Smoky Mountains in the spring or even in the fall. There's something almost sacred about that experience. Rolling the windows down, feeling that crisp mountain air and watching the leaves explode in color like a painting God made just for you. We've done that trip so many times now, and let me tell you, it never gets old. You don't need a fancy hotel or a guided tour. Sometimes the best moments come from a slow drive on those winding roads with no real agenda. Maybe you pull over at a scenic overlook. Maybe you find a little country diner for some biscuits and gravy. Or maybe, like we do, we stop in Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge just to walk and window shop, and we'll grab some fresh fudge. And here's the beautiful part. It's so budget friendly, you can drive your own vehicle. Stay in a cozy roadside motel or a cabin rental, pack a cooler and a picnic in the mountains, or find a church or local festival going on in a little mountain town. We love to visit places like Cades Cove in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. You can spend hours there just soaking in the views, watching the deer or the black bear, and just feeling like time has finally slowed down. It's peaceful, it's beautiful, it's healing. You don't need a plane ticket, you don't need a tour guide, just a good pair of shoes, a tank full of gas, and a heart that's open to still being amazed. Because when you're surrounded by God's handiwork like that, you're reminded how big the world still is and how small your worries really are. Now let me tell you about one other place that's near and dear to our hearts, and that's Branson, Missouri. You want to talk about a perfect weekend getaway for couples over 50? Branson checks all the boxes. It's not flashy, it's not trendy, but it's got soul. And we love to head up there for a couple of nights, especially in the spring or the fall, when the air's just right and the Ozark Hills are showing off a little. The drive alone is worth it. But once you get there, it's like stepping into a simpler, more peaceful world. Here's what makes Branson so special to us. The music. From the first time we saw a show at Presley's Country Jubilee, we were hooked. It's clean, it's funny, and it's just plain good. Whether it's country, gospel, bluegrass, or even a tribute to Elvis, there's always something playing that lifts your spirit. We usually catch 2 or 3 shows in a weekend, and most of them, they offer senior discounts or combo tickets. We've even sat on the front row a time or two, and those are the kind of moments you'll never forget. And the food, don't even get me started on the food, because Branson's got everything from down-home cooked buffets to cozy cafes tucked away in the hills. One of our favorites is Farmhouse Restaurant. Good old country fried steak, green beans, and the kind of cornbread that reminds you of those Sunday suppers at Grandma's. And if you're like us, you like a good breakfast spot, Billy Gale's is a must. Just go hungry, because the pancakes, they're as big as the plates, and the plates are big. And the stay, you don't have to spend a fortune to stay in Branson. We book clean, comfy hotels around $100 a night, and sometimes we'll splurge just a little for a cabin on a mountainside. Either way, it's relaxing, affordable, and always worth it. It's a place where you can unwind, reconnect with your spouse, sing along to the classics, and eat well, all without stressing about the money or rushing around. Branson reminds us that joy doesn't have to be complicated, and time away doesn't have to be expensive. It's the kind of weekend that refuels your soul and reminds you why you worked so hard all those years in the first place. We choose what fits us, and we plan for it. Everyone's plan will be a little different. You just have to plan it. And when I say travel, I'm really just talking about getting away from the routine, breathing fresh air, making memories instead of collecting stuff. You don't need to go big. You just need to go. Go somewhere. All right, let's talk about dollars and cents. Fixed income, it doesn't mean broke. It means we have to get creative and intentional. Here's what the wife and I do, and it works. We created a travel fund and we treat it like a bill. We set aside a little each month, even if it's just $25 to $50 over a year. That adds up to a few $100s, and that can cover your gas, food, or a couple of nights stay. You can also use senior and veteran discounts. There's so many of the attractions and hotels and transportation options. They offer discounts if you're 55 plus, military, or retired. And go off season, like we do when we go to Disney in late January. It's less crowded and cheaper. Hotels, airfare, and even attractions are lower during off-peak times. And drive instead of fly. We've saved hundreds by driving to Tennessee or Florida instead of booking flights. And we stay smart. Like I've said, we stay at Pop Century at Disney. That's been our go-to affordable, fun, and clean place. And if you rent a place with a kitchen, you can cook and have meals to save money. Use reward points. We've used credit card points to cover hotel stays and even gas. And if you're disciplined with it, it works. You've just got to figure out what works for you. And most importantly, we plan ahead and we stick to a budget. And remember, the goal isn't luxury, it's connection. Now let's shift from money to meaning. And meaning is a very important part of this. And here's why I believe that travel in retirement is not just a want, it's a need, it's a necessity. It gives your marriage new energy. It helps you reset emotionally and mentally. It gives you something to look forward to, and it helps you bond with your kids and grandkids in a way that a phone call just can't. It reminds you that life isn't over. It's still going on. And we weren't made just to sit in recliners and wait for time to pass. You have earned the right to enjoy life, not just survive it. If you've ever told yourself, maybe one day, let me kindly challenge you. One day is right now. Start small and start local, but just start. If this little chat has inspired you, even just a little, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so we can keep walking this journey together. I've got more videos coming up on affordable trips, road trip ideas, and ways to travel smart after 50. Listen, if no one's told you lately, you're allowed to enjoy your life. You're not selfish for wanting to see more of the world, or even just the next town over. You don't need permission to travel. You need a plan and a purpose, and sometimes a little nudge from someone who's figured out how to make it work. If my wife and I can do it with 4 grown kids and 11 grandkids and a budget, you can too. So here's what I want you to do. Write down 3 places you want to go within the next 5 years. Pick one and start researching it today. Talk to your spouse or a friend and dream a little bit together. Let this be the year you don't just talk about travel, you do it. Because your best days, they aren't behind you. They're waiting for you down the road ahead. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this video has encouraged you or given you something to think about, go ahead and hit the like button. It helps more than you know. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already a part of the BrewCrew family. We've got more chats like this, more travel tips, and more real talk coming soon. Until next time, keep planning, keep dreaming, and as always, keep the coffee hot. See you real soon.